Hello and welcome back to a new video. So today I'm going to be benchmarking a game that's just been released for free on Epic's game store called Art of Rally. So this is a really cool game and we're going to be obviously starting at 1080p low preset. So as you can see, the game doesn't look too detailed, but it runs extremely well on the low setting preset. I mean, we're getting very high FPS. It's impressive to see FPS like this on a card like the GTX 1650, but then again, as you can see, there isn't a huge amount of detail. I mean, I've got some trees here, but they kind of like pop in as you get closer to them. There isn't too much going on the screen. But I mean, if you want absolute best performance, then by all means play at low settings, because you're going to get, as you can see, flawless performance here. If you've got a 144Hz screen where you're going to get, a full 144Hz experience in this game if you play at low settings. So, well, most of the time at least. So yeah, I can see it runs exceptionally well. No problems at all here. So obviously we have quite a lot of leeway to increase the graphics settings here. So let's increase things to medium. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a little bit more detail now, a little bit more grass kind of rendered. It looks foliage, as you can see by the trees. I think the trees look a little bit more detailed as well. And it is a bit more demanding when you go in this area where there's loads of trees, sometimes dropping into the 80s, 70s there, so yeah, there's a significant decrease, but nevertheless it's still pretty smooth. Less intensive parts of the map, you're still going to see occasionally above 100 FPS. Oh. So yeah, I don't think there's any point in playing on low settings given how well medium runs. I think you should play at medium at the very least on this graphics card. As you can see, absolutely no problems. So next we're going to try high settings. So yeah, the trees look quite a lot more detailed now. There's a significantly larger amount of grass and foliage, and as you can see, we're getting around 60 FPS, so honestly it's still pretty decent, and the visuals do look a lot better compared to low. There is just a lot more detail, and even at high it can actually get pretty high FPS, like quite significantly above 60 in less demanding areas. So my overall recommendation is to play at high settings with this graphics card. It can handle high pretty well. You're going to be above 60 FPS most of the time at high. I think there might be some instances in which it does drop below 60, but it's not that common. But occasionally it might drop below 60, but it's really not too much of an issue. As you see, yeah, it's dropped below 60 there. So occasionally it is when there's going to be a lot of trees and foliage on screen. It might drop into the 50s, but it's nothing too bad. Oops. Okay, oh, there's a letter over there. Whoa. Okay, we're good. Okay, so now there's nothing left but to try ultra settings. So, well, which is highest basically. So this is max settings. It's actually running quite well on max settings, to be honest. Well, okay, I guess. As you can see, there's a whole lot more foliage now. The game actually does look really nice on max settings. But you are going to see drops below 60 more frequently than at high. And actually, yeah, some stutters here, so I wouldn't recommend highest, mainly because of like those stutters and stuff. There's a ton of foliage, and I guess it might be a bit much for the graphics card to handle. At least without stuttering, that is. I didn't experience any stuttering when playing on high, so honestly that is how I would go. In terms of VRAM consumption, I don't know whether it's because it's maxed out the VRAM. I don't think it has, but regardless, it seems that high is just more demanding anyway, obviously, so highest. Whoa. But yeah, it's not necessarily that bad actually, max settings, it's just it does again stutter sometimes, which just is what it is. It's a little bit annoying, but I mean, I don't think it stutters that frequently though. Well, kind of. I mean, I guess you could play it like this, but I'd recommend high over this. Just to get a more stable 60 FPS if anything. Anyway, this has been Art of Rally on GTX 1650. As you can see, this is a great rally game. Highly recommend you check it out. This is a free roam mode that I was doing benchmark for, but there's like career mode as well, and some online elements. So definitely recommend you check this out. And that's gonna be all for this video. I'll be back with more benchmarks next video.